Lava Agni 5G. Now, funny thing, here's an interesting fact for you. Lava is a company that was founded in 2009, and if you go on Amazon and just search Lava phones, you will see most of the Lava phones are around 1000 to 2000. Lava doesn't even make phone above 10,000. So why? After 11 years, Lava made a phone for 20,000. What's the real truth behind this Lava Agni? It's a really interesting story. Well, this is Pratik, you're already watching TechWiser, and I have lots of things to say, and especially things which the entire YouTube missed on. Now, I don't want to do another unboxing, but before we come down to what this phone really is, why this phone really exists, I want to give you a brief idea of this phone, so stay with me. I would say, damn, that's a good looking phone box. And the interesting thing is, you get a clear case, 30-watt charger, USB-A to Type-C cable, but there's no scratch guard on the phone. Anyways, at least you have the charger in this big box. Now let's get to the phone. First of all, if you remember, we at TechWiser had a tier of smartphones, and I would put this Lava in the does the job tier. Now you would be like, Pratik, this is such a good phone. This is made in India phone. Well, I'll answer all of that, but before we get to the phone, let's pull up, where is it? Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. Now you would ask me, Pratik, why are we comparing Lava Agni to Redmi Note 10 Pro Max? Well, if a new company has to sell smartphone in an already competitive market, it has to offer minimum what is the standard. Basically, if the existing market is 7 out of 10, Lava has to offer 7 out of 10 to start with the first phone. And let's draw a line between them, and if you see, apart from processor or SoC and operating system, Redmi Note 10 Pro Max is clearly the better phone in terms of hardware. It's clear that Lava Agni 5G is not the best phone under 20,000. So now let's check those two things. First of all, performance. Now performance is where this phone is said to be really good, and I agree. You get a MediaTek Dimensity 810. It's an 8-core CPU with 2 Cortex A76 cores clocked at 2.4 GHz and 6 Cortex A55 cores clocked at 2 GHz. The phone specially starts with 8GB LPDDR4X RAM. You get 128 UFS 2.1 storage. This is really great. Quite good for the price, but interesting thing, listen carefully. Here is Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. This is Call of Duty. Snapdragon 732G can play high graphics and maximum frame rates. MediaTek Dimensity 810 can't. Now if you also pull up BGMI, exact, smooth graphics, extreme frame rates. Same, the new game PUBG New State, smooth graphics, extreme frame rates. And I haven't seen enough people talk about this. The chip is so powerful, but there's no game support. And I've used Dimensity 800, Dimensity 700, and it's been 1 year. Still, the game support is bad. It's been all 5G this 2020, but no game support. Interesting. So anyway, it's MediaTek's problem, not Lava problem. But the camera is a very interesting portion which Lava is responsible. The main sensor is 64 megapixel f1.79 OmniVision sensor. First of all, I like the saturated contrasty look. Looks good. The sensor hardware is good, but dynamic range is pretty bad. And see, there's a reason. Like here, have a look. I'm shooting against the window and HDR never triggers. I have to turn it on manually, and if you see here, this is how it looks before and after HDR processing. And videos are quite opposite of photos. If you look at this video, it's 2K by the way, no 4K. I was just running behind Kaushal. There's no OIS, understandable at this range, but no EIS as well. Selfies again are pretty okayish, the colors are saturated. Again, more work has to be done on HDR and camera processing. Rest, you have a 5 megapixel ultra wide angle camera and 2 megapixel macro, and of course 2 megapixel depth sensor, which there's not much to talk about. They just exist. And the second point, which was the clear winner, was the software. Now first of all, it's a near stock Android, no bloats, no ads. There is some skinning if you look at the settings icon, quick settings menu. I guess using stock Android is more of a need of the hour rather than necessity, because Lava doesn't have its own OS. Now what makes me say that? Well, people think usually using stock Android will make the phone great, powerful. That's not the case. The OS still needs to be optimized for the device. Like, there are occasional bugs and glitches. See, I am here in landscape mode and I swipe down. You see, there's a portion not covering the screen. Again, at times, the device would randomly freeze, showing nothing on the phone. Also, I would count this as a bug. I did face call drops and audio drops while I was using Jabra TWS to have a long call with my mom. The UI also needs a lot of work. At places, the button options are not even in capital. To summarize, the only good thing about this phone is its performance. Rest, display is decent but no widevine L1. You have 5G but no carrier aggregation. You have a decent main camera and rest all camera is nothing much to talk about. So all in all, the performance is good and that's why I put it in does the job tier. And yes, the real reason you waited for the end, why Lava is launching a 20K phone for the first time. Well, Lava is launching its IPO close to this year, which is basically Lava is making its share public and taking money from the market. And the hype really helps. And just a word between me and you, unofficial words, they're planning to launch more phones around 20,000, but we'll see, you will see. This is their first attempt. I like their thinking and attempt, but the phone is not that great. So feedback for the brand, the whole UI camera processing needs more polishing. Pricing was really competitive this time. So we can let something slide by. Also, a fact, Lava is under the Indian government PLI program to get a subsidy for increasing their phone manufacturing and exporting them. So the time is almost suitable for them to launch a phone. But then again, do I recommend the phone? Well, I would say Lava needs to work more on these phones, its UI, camera, etc. As of now, if you buy this phone, you will be an early adopter of the company, or better, buy their stocks, which is recommended if you're an enthusiast. Joke, not investment advice. But for everyone else, there are better options in the market like Moto H20 Fusion or Redmi Note 10 Pro Max if you get it. On that note, this is Prateek signing off. See you pretty soon.